Were you ever playing League of Legends and started thinking to yourself, man, playing Yasuo is fun, but what if I could play Yasuo and Riven at the same time? No? Well, now you kinda can. Not really. With a name straight out of some fetish-driven hentai, Master X Master aims to rejuvenate the MOBA genre by its unique offerings. Now, surely a genre so dead that even if it were Jesus couldn't resurrect itself, can't be fixed that easily, right? Yeah, pretty much. However, Master X Master is much more than just smacking the minions so you can eventually smack champions, or in this case, masters, or if you're a weeaboo, Goshujin-sama! Bolstering a rather large master pool, some unique spins to the tired genre while still keeping the core idea intact, Master X Master really tries hard to differentiate itself from the rest of the crowd. Does it succeed though? Maybe? I don't know. The unique features of Master X Master include both PvP and PvE game modes, some minigames, decent customizing options, guild system, and pretty decent skill ceiling. When I first booted up the game, I honestly believed that this PvE system was just a tacked on crap used to test out these masters, but I was quickly proven wrong as harder difficulties actually provide a rather substantial challenge, and it's quite easy to die if you're not paying attention. This provides excellent side activity when I keep losing PvP matches because bad teammates and lag, obviously, while also offering decent rewards in terms of gold and XP. Now, in terms of those, let me be brief and blunt. This game will either make it or fail it depending solely on the way they monetize it. Why? Well, mainly because it has way too much customization tied into the specific master. Starting with nodes, a system pretty similar or even exact to the runes from the League, they impact the gameplay in a rather heavy way, and as each different type of master requires a different one for the most optimal usage, you'll have to either shell out gold or money to unlock both nodes, which are tiered by the way, obviously, and additional node pages. Beyond this, you also have upgrades to the abilities of masters, going up to 6 levels. Each upgrade costs gold, with each new level costing substantially more. Considering that there are 5 active abilities that you can upgrade, whilst you can only use 3 at any given time, but depending on what mode and map you play, you can switch between them in a lobby. That's a hefty chunk of gold to invest that's basically necessary per master. In addition to active abilities, you also have weapon ability, which is also a must upgrade, but instead of gold you need to use resources, some of which are dropped willy-nilly, but some that are extremely rare. So, just maxing out a single master, will cost you a fucking fortune, and I'm not even mentioning actually unlocking these things to begin with. Now, so far in closed beta, all masters are playable from the get-go, but I doubt that's gonna be the case when the game releases. So far, you have 2 options by which you can unlock new masters. SOL coins, which are gained through either leveling or playing daily for a certain amount of time, and special currency, which is used for buying items in shop as well as skins and masters. So even there, it's gonna cost you a lot to unlock a sizable roster of masters, forget the entire thing. However, if we move away from the monetization of the game, you'll find that the game is, well, pretty fun. Gameplay is responsive and intuitive, masters are divided into quite a few types with 3 differences, summoner, juggernaut, nuker, supporter, etc, and then further into melee, mid-range, then long-ranged, and even within their own categories, each is varied enough to make them feel unique. As I haven't played a single 5 vs 5 match because fuck that shit after over 10,000 games in League of Legends, I can't offer my opinion on that, but as for the rest, it's really fun. 3 vs 3 arena is fast paced and hectic as fuck as well as skill based, and with basically 6 masters per team, I can only imagine the sheer amount of cool possibilities once players start figuring shit out. PvE, as I said, starts off rather easy as quick XP and mats thing, but becomes more and more challenging as the difficulty increases, forcing you to actually play careful. Variety of both 3v3 arenas and PvE dungeons is pretty decent, and each feels unique enough on its own to offer different challenges. Oh, and did I mention that you can also play as even more lollified version of Annie? I didn't? Well, you can play as even more lollified version of Annie with basically the same ulti. Yeah, I never said that all masters are super unique. I'm gonna be honest for a moment. Core gameplay is really fun, and I can see myself actually actively playing game once it's out, even with the, at this point, expected daily login and daily quest and weekly quest bullshit. Even with all that, I can still see myself playing on day-to-day basis simply because the game is really fun. However, if they make it so that without paying it's literally impossible to play competitively and that unlocking new masters requires literally eons, I'll be heavily disappointed. Don't ruin a pretty decent game with shitty business practices. Please. Master X Master, Rule 34 just waiting to happen. It already did, didn't it? Fucking weeboos.